pounding. You can't control your thoughts. You can't sleep. You have difficulty concentrating. These are things that many of us have experienced. Sadly, oftentimes people don't realize that they have an anxiety disorder, try to hide it, or just forget about it. This can be scary because it can really affect your life. I have dealt with anxiety my whole life. When I was younger, I discovered I had OCD, which is one type of the disorder. Although you can never fully get rid of it, you would never know I had it because I have found ways to control it, so it doesn't affect my life. Anxiety disorders develop from a complex set of risk factors, including genetics, personality, and life events. Today, I am going to tell you what exactly a disorder is, symptoms, way it affects college students and people in general, and some ways to control it. Anxiety is a normal part of life. You often feel anxious when you have to make a big decision or take a test. But anxiety disorders involve more than temporary worry or fear. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, which is the lead federal agency for research on mental disorders, states that for a person with anxiety disorder, the anxiety does not go away and gets worse over time. The feelings can interfere with daily activities like school and work. According to CQ Researcher, it talks about 4 different categories of disorders. The first is generalized anxiety disorder, which is excessive worrying for months. Second, panic disorder is the recurrent panic attacks, which are sudden periods of intense fear that include shaking and shortness of breath. The third is obsessive compulsive disorder, which is repeated unwanted thoughts that seem impossible to stop or control. The fourth is phobias, which are extreme fear or something that poses no or little actual danger. Now let's take a look at some common symptoms of anxiety disorder. Mayo Clinic states that some common symptoms include the inability to let go of worry, distress, and distress. Some physical signs include fatigue, headaches, and irritability. Now that you know what anxiety disorders are and some symptoms, it's important to understand that they are very common. According to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the U.S. and affects 40 million adults ages 18 and older. 75% of adults experience the first episode by the age of 22. Anxiety disorders also affect college students like you and me. Anxiety and Depression Association of America also states that anxiety disorders are one of the most common mental health problems on college campuses. After hearing this, you may realize that some symptoms sound like you or someone you know. Treatment is highly available, and there are many types, so you can find the one that works for you. According to authors Terry, Hall, and Staten, who all have PhDs from a journal article from EBSCOhost, the main way to reduce anxiety in college students is to reduce your negative thinking. However, there are many other ways to reduce anxiety. The first type of treatment is psychotherapy or talk therapy, which is tailored to your individual needs and your specific anxieties. The second is self-help or support groups, and where you share your problems and achievements with others. You can also talk to a trusted friend, but it is not a sufficient alternative to expert clinicians. You can also learn stress management techniques that enhance the effects of therapy and can help calm you down. The last type of treatment is medication. It doesn't cure the anxiety disorder, but also often relieves symptoms, and there are many different types. Today you have heard what anxiety disorder is, symptoms, how it affects college students, and ways to control it. Although it may seem like you or a friend are the only ones experiencing it, remember, you are not alone. It is okay to seek help before it prevents you from living your everyday life.